I'm sorry I'm not able to attend the forum this evening. I'm traveling for work, but I'm happy I can join via video tonight. Now, I'll start by sharing briefly what experiences have shaped me into the person I am and how they will influence my candidacy. My platform includes transparency, accountability, and public safety. All three have been integrated into my life from a young age. Now, I'll start with safety and why it's important to me. Internationally, every time we moved, we would meet with the regional security officer at the embassy to strategize safety. We use these strategies during evacuations from severe civil unrest, medical issues, and crime prevention. I always say you have to know the risk to avoid the risk. And being proactive, prepared, and protected is what kept us safe no matter where we were in the world. Now, after 12 years of living and working abroad, both in Europe and Asia, I took the training that I received from the State Department and the RSO, and I founded a small safety security business that's certified women owned. I deliver risk assessments, individual threat assessment plans, safety briefings, and I've developed on demand safety programs for students and employees for a nonprofit. Now, I've worked on legislation here in Massachusetts to bring transparency, accountability, and safety for students. Also, I wrote a safety book to highlight these issues that were covered in the legislation that I've been working on. I hope this gives you a bit of background on why I focus on safety. But this brings me to an unacceptable issue here in Cambridge: the rise of violent crime, the overdose epidemic, our homelessness, and mental health issues. Our community safety requires a collaborative, strategic plan, and I know we can do better. And I would like to help. I'd also like to touch on a few topics that I know you're going to be covering this evening. First, housing. I look at housing from a unique perspective because I've lived in some of the most diverse, densely populated, and expensive locations in the world. That would be Milan, Rome, Bangkok, and San Diego. Each of these cities struggle with parking, with homelessness, affordability. I'd like to see housing added here to Cambridge to enhance our neighborhoods. I want setbacks so we can add trees, and it's important to preserve our history and unique characteristics of Cambridge. Policing. I fully support our first responders, and I want to make sure they have the best training and resources. As a victim advocate, I know when somebody is in need of officer assistance, we want an officer that has the needed strategic tools and techniques to help. Collaborating with partners to ensure the community is fully served is a welcomed idea. Cycling and transit. I look at communities around the world and I know we can do a better job of rolling out our bike lanes in a way that doesn't hurt businesses. We need to look at innovative ways to keep bikers, pedestrians, and drivers safer. As for transit, I was talking with a woman who for the last 20 years have been taking public transportation from Alewife to MGH. Her trip was usually 45 minutes. Now it's an hour and a half. She's thinking about driving now. That's horrible. We have to address the mass transit infrastructure and make sure that public transportation is enticing to riders. That means better and faster and safer. Climate. I want a cleaner, greener, safer community. I know you guys do too. We need to continue our pursuit of climate resiliencies and our goals with our community members and involve them with incentives, not forcing. And lastly, labor unions. And they advocate for workplace safety. And of course, I'm a big fan of safety. I'm looking forward to meeting with a few union groups in the next few weeks. So in closing, I have to say, people are mad. I'm constantly getting calls from business owners and community members who are upset about the lack of community engagement, feeling that their voices are unheard. Now, my priority would be setting up a better way to communicate what the council is doing and not be rushed into creating policy orders until every question is answered. And too many times I've seen the council members ask questions, but because of timeframes, they went on without the answers. Now, this way of conducting business can lead to unintended consequences. But what we ought to be looking for and seeking is our intended outcomes in every single thing we do. Thank you so much, and I'll look forward to seeing you back in Cambridge when I'm back in town.